That's the aspect that we forget about Warhol. He was the most amazing technician. He understood how to concentrate an image. If you look at ultimately what he achieved specifically with the 40 by 40 inch paintings, the square forces you to confront the image in a way, it concentrates you and pulls the image right to the forefront of the painting. And that's something which he understood. You know, very few artists work with a square format.
For example, Andy's art assistant is coming back from the hardware store with hammers and sickles, and they start arranging them in different ways and separating them and, you know, taking Polaroids.
Andy was a great editor of Imagery. Hammer and sickles represent communism, skulls, fascism in their minds. Andy deconstructed the whole idea by calling them still lifes.
Well, I collect knives, I hoard knives, and among other things. And at one point he asked me to bring some knives to be used as subject matter. And I brought really fancy knives. And he wanted things that looked like shanks, like prison knives. So he never painted them.
A plain kitchen knife, because that resonates more. That whole part of American violence and everything is in the background. The same thing with the gun paintings.
He would totally love this era. He loved the future, you know, he loved technology, even though none of us had computers at the office. That didn't come until years later.
We have asked our resident Amiga artist, Jack Hager, to sit in with him.
Are you ready to paint me?
Yeah.
Amiga wanted to find an artist to showcase this Commodore computer, so of course Andy said yes. So then there was this exhibition to showcase how the computer works.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here tonight to help assist
Andy do his first computer portrait using the Amiga computer.
Now, I had seen a photo of, you know, the screen with me standing behind it and Andy sitting there, but I had never actually seen the, you know, the actual painting or print of the painting. I don't know, what would you call it?
Digital printout.
Digital printout, yeah, on canvas. And stretched really badly. It wasn't stretched. It was somebody had put it on a stretcher as if it were a painting, but hadn't really stretched it. So it was like this loose piece of fabric. This was a new realm, and I'm sure that had there been another episode, things would have been a lot different.
Well, we got a free computer.
Yeah.
I wish I'd kept it. They probably are worth like 20 grand now.
He found it to be very spontaneous here.
Yeah, it's great. It's such a great thing.
What more can you say?
The whole notion of actually working with computers before anyone was actually doing this. I mean, those are the elements that I think as time progresses, we'll realize how he had, you know, his fingers in pretty much every pie.
Like at the time, there was a clear difference between what could be done in oil painting and what could be done in CG, and now that's all just obliterated.
So how much do you think Andy Warhol would have embraced the digital age?
I think he completely embraced it already before he passed. I mean, the drawings he did on computers, and I think he would have been right at home.
He was an incredible visionary. So he saw the advent of, reality television. What we were doing in our television stuff was the beginning of all that.
Andy, of course, had this fascination with atom bombs and airplane crashes and suicides and executions and car crashes and all the things that we were getting from the media, not just the black and white print media, but also, of course, television.
And a TV show, too. I'm trying to do the same thing you're doing, interviewing people, but I'm not very good at it.
No?
No.
Why? TV more than cinema?
Well, the TV is much more exciting. You know, with all the cable television in New York, there's like, you turn on your TV and there's like 50 stations. And you could just turn from station to station and you never get tired. There's so much to see.
We didn't get involved seriously with television where he bought broadcast quality equipment until 1979. But they were really difficult with us, the different companies I met with. And we finally did get breakthrough on MTV.
It's Andy Warhol's TV with fashion designer Bob Mackie and Jerry Hall, dancer choreographer June Anderson, designer Fernando Sanchez, with heavyweight boxing champion Ken Norton, plus the world.
That sort of programming was a place where you could get something that wasn't mainstream Like you could see the soundstage. It wasn't really finished. The lighting was sort of crude. It was like, you know, it was like really basic, not trying too hard. It wasn't as nice as this.
The thing that was funny about the show is that it was cool, it was minimal, but it was well thought out, and you know, so a lot of interesting contributors and everything.
My impression is that it's now elevated as with some grandiose facet of MTV, when in fact it was pretty much swept under the rug when it was on. I don't even know how many episodes they did. There weren't a lot of episodes.
Even though I was there looking at it every day, you didn't realize how much he was working. I was busy doing the television show, then was this, that, you know, with all this stuff going on. But there was an enormous amount of energy, and it was just cut short, you know, by the visit to the hospital for the gallbladder.
What is it that makes Warhol a great artist is that he confronted death literally straight on. And I think the self-portraits, in a way, are his greatest sort of revelation of what it was to look at death in the face.